Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where I'll lead you step by step through the ABRSM theory grades. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets. They're available in US letter or A4 to accompany each step of this series. There's also a page with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials, and you can access information about the books that I have available. I've written How to Take Your ABRSM Music Theory exam. It's full of tips and techniques on how to best prepare for your exam and also how to best make use of the time once you're actually in the exam room working through your exam paper. So if you visit sharonbill.com, it's all there for you. If you can give me a like, that'd be fab, and subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's loads more to come. And now we're getting into grade 4. So if you want to turn in your music theory and practice workbook to page 10, we're going to look at the topic of the alto clef. And so I'm going to refer to this as section B. And that way you can see that it relates to section B in this PDF document. So if you turn to section B, you'll find all the information that you need to know on this page here. The alto clef is a clef that deals with mid-range pitch. Treble clef is for high instruments, sort of high-pitched instruments. Bass clef is for the lower range in pitch, and alto clef deals with the mid-range, so that you're not always working in ledger lines as you veer above and below either of those other clefs. And really the simplest explanation is to just say that here that middle line represents middle C, and so you can see how the alto clef centres around that middle line there, and that represents middle C, and then you can work out anything from there. If it is that you want to have a little practice at drawing some alto clefs, you can just perhaps trace those first just to get to grips with it. There's no need to worry about all the italicised little bits, just a plain little circle sort of shape there will do the job. And so really it's just getting to grips with where the notes are. So just work it out from this middle C place here, and also getting to grips with the placement of your key signatures. And so you'll see on this document again, of course, now all the sharps and flat signs will move in relation to this new position for middle C. And so that's really it. It's just a matter of working through these exercises. So perhaps if you want to have a go, just try and work it out here on exercise 1, find out the note names, and then you can re-access into the video to double check that you've got those correct. So I'm hoping that you've had a go of this, and so really I'm just going to skip through and just check that these answers are correct. So if you're counting down from middle C, you can work out that that's C, B, A, G. Always use capital letters for note names. This one is E, C, D, E. This one is A. This one is E. This one is A, because you can see we've counted backwards, C, B, A. This one is as a C, an octave above the middle C. Just tidy that up. This one is D, next door up from C. This one is F. This one is B, just one down from that C. This one is F, C, D, E, F. This one is B, one below the middle C. And this one is D. And this one is G. There we go. So that's just a matter of taking the time to work it out. You'll soon get used to it. If it's a clef that you don't use very often, you'll just have to perhaps get used to just working it out each time. And so let's move on to exercise 2. So exercise 2 asks us to write the key signature, so that's the first action point. And then it also asks us to write the tonic triad of each of these keys. That's the second action point. So for example here, G major would have a key signature of F sharps. If you're not sure of your key signatures, you could just sketch out the circle of fifths, or you can turn to a page that's got those listed out for you in the documents. There'll be one in the PDF document with all the scales listed. So if you think C, D, E, F is now the space, and then we start on the C, B, A, G, and then we know it's first, third, fifth. So once you've got your first note, the rest of the triad's easy peasy. So if you want to go ahead and just try the next exercise, by all means have a go at that, and then you can just re-access into the video and we'll check through those together. So if you want to press pause and have a go. And now I'm hoping that you've had a little go of that on your own. So C minor is related to E flat major, so it's got a key signature of B flats, which is now below that middle line. E flats, so C, D, E is that second line from the top, and A flats, C, B, A. There we go. Let me just see. There we go. And so let's crack on. So there's our middle C. C first, third, fifth. Okay, so B major, there's C, B. C, D, E is the line. And then if we think there's C, the middle line, so B is one below that. First, third, fifth. B minor has a key signature of two sharps, F sharps and C sharps. So C, D, E, F sharp is the top space as we see there. And then C sharp, of course, is the middle line. Oh, dearie me, that was a bit extreme. There we go. And then the B is one step below middle C, first, third, fifth. There we go. So I hope you're getting the hang of that. If you haven't tried some on your own, do so now perhaps. A major has got a key signature of three sharps, so we know the first sharp, F sharp, is on the top space. C sharp is that middle line, and then G sharp, C, E, G is the top line. And then we want C, B, A, first, third, fifth. G minor has a key signature of two flats, so the B flat is below the C, and then C, D, E, there's the E flat, and then let's find C, B, A, G is the bottom space, first, third, fifth. So it's quite a simple exercise really, so long as you know your key signatures. Okay, next bit. These are the last little bits now. So D major has a key signature of two sharps, and we can see what that looks like already. There's your related key, so we already know the key signature. So C, D, E, F, top space, just to be sure, double check ourselves, and then middle line is the C. And then if that's C, the next note up is D, first, third, fifth, there we go. E minor is related to G major with one sharp, which is F sharp, C, D, E, F sharps. And then C, D, E. Now I could go there, but that's quite high, so I'm going to drop down an octave, and then I'm not going to be using ledger lines. First, third, fifth. You can position that wherever you like though. F sharp minor is related to A major, so we've got a key signature of three sharps, so F sharp, top space, C sharp, middle line, G sharp, top line. And then we need to find note F, C, B, A, G, F, bottom line, first, third, fifth. There we are. So just getting to grips with this new clef. It just takes a little bit of practice, but you can always work it out for a middle C and just take your time and work it out step by step. I do hope that's been helpful to you. If you can give me a like, that'd be fab. Please subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's loads more to come. And please do visit sharonbill.com and make sure that you can make use of all the resources available to you there. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye.